Good evening, everybody. Today we're going to still talk about the same subject, about sex enlightenment and sacred union. Now the question is this: before we start, let's do some mantras, because I feel like starting the sessions always with a nice Ganesh mantra. Shreem Harim Klim Glum Gang Ganapadaye Namaha Om Shreem Harim Klim Glum Gang Ganapadaye Namaha Om Shreem Harim Klim Glum Gang Ganapadaye Namaha. Now that's Ganesh mantra. Remember, when you're doing mantras, you can go on YouTube and find your favorite mantras, anything you want, but don't follow the way they do it. Make sure that you start doing the mantra slowly and start focusing on the frequency. How does the sound travel inside your body? Because the goddesses are within you. This is a reminder. I keep saying it every week. And it's a reminder that you always know that that's what your focus got to be. Okay, and now with this coronavirus happening, everybody's locked down. Then there's a lot of, there's a lot of problems within relationships. But why is this the problem? Why should it be a problem? The main thing for it to be a problem is that, in the US, they say there are about 100 million singles. That means there's a lot of singles out there. And why are they all singles? Are the people not interested in relationship? Or are they not balanced enough within themselves to be living in harmony with somebody else? That's the question. The main question. Are we in harmony? Now, with the lockdowns and things like that, a lot of people have not been able to go out, meet friends, and so then they have a problem with their relationships. So the most important factor here is this: how are we going to go beyond it? What is sex? What is enlightenment? And what is sacred union? If sacred union is the most important criterion in your life, then life becomes easier. But if you want companionship, if you need someone, if need is the factor that motivates you, then the problem is a lot more. Then you ask yourself, are you more interested in sacred union that can take you towards enlightenment. See, when a man and a woman comes together, it is about union. It's a sacred journey between a man and a woman. Okay? So then the question comes is this: to what extent are you committed in the relationship? Now, what extent are you committed into serving someone? What extent are you into your own spiritual self, your spiritual life? So when you talk about those, when you ask your questions that way, then you have to start looking at what is your shopping list? Is your shopping list based on what somebody else can give you? Or is the shopping list based on what you are capable of giving others? That's the most important thing. What are you capable of giving? What are you capable of receiving? Then comes the other question. Are you capable of receiving? Is your focus mainly on receiving and giving? Or is it because there are many people who are very good in giving, but never good in receiving. There are many people who need without giving. They're all things that actually spoil the relationship. This is why when you go to, say, a new Tantra workshop or anything like that, it's about giving. It's about entertaining somebody else. It's about caring for the partner. No, the question here is not about the partner. Your job in a relationship is to be able to serve the other. It's not even actually serve the other, wrong word. Is to be able to find your own joy in giving, in being with someone. It's a very difficult job to actually show someone love, express all of yourself in that journey. It's not an easy thing. It doesn't come easy for everybody. Why doesn't it come easy for everybody? Because within, okay, first condition is we have what we known as environmental mental pollution. That means if you live in California, you behave in a particular way. If you live in, say, the main city, like I'm 1 hour from our main city, our capital city. If I live in the capital city, I'm controlled by a different mindset. Living 1 hour away, I'm controlled by a different mindset. For that matter, those of you who are living in Australia, you find that each state is a bit different. The people behave. The people in Melbourne behave differently from the people in Sydney. And same thing, Adelaide to Sydney and Perth to Sydney. Now, that is the collective environmental pollution. That has a big control over your life. Then you have your personal dynamic in terms of your family, how you interact with your family and how your family interacts with you. Now, parents are meant to be caregivers, not owners. Can you give me a second, please? The lights are not on. Yeah, so parents are supposed to be caregivers. But unfortunately, very few parents have learned what it is to be a parent. They know how to manage a family. They think in terms of giving the best to their children. But the best is not buying the best iPhone, or the best is not about, paying for everything they need. The best is to be able to show them love and make them enjoy love, not determining their life according to what you think they want. There's a lot of parents that want to give their children what they didn't have. No, you give the children what they need, not what you didn't have. So in that sense, a lot of your programming within comes from your family, then your environment, your family, your school. All of this determines how you function. That is why in America, a lot of Western countries, you have more single families, single mothers, single fathers. You don't have imagine the last census they had, it's about 100 million single in America. I don't know how much it is in Australia or other countries, but the single population is really rather high, which means something wrong drastically. And the violence between couples during the coronavirus. They were supposed to be ideal couples before, but then under the coronavirus conditions, they became the worst enemies. Why does that happen? Which means in the first place, that love that they thought they had was not actually love. It's about me giving, you're busy, both husband and wife are busy in their life careers, and they come home, they need each other, so they entertain each other. But it was not a sacred union. And then you hear a lot of couples that actually break up because their sex life becomes bad. Is sex more important than love? No. So where are we going as humans? We're far away from who we need to be. We're not happy within ourselves. And we are hoping that somebody is going to make us happy. It will never happen. Sacred union starts from yourself. That sexuality starts from yourself. Is the male and female within you aligned together? So is your male energy and your female energy balanced? If they're not balanced, you find that whatever you're trying in a relationship will never work, because the relationship is based on somebody fulfilling your desire, your needs. Nobody can fulfill your needs. So given that nobody can fulfill your needs, what are you going to do? So remember this, okay? This nice phrase that they say in Neo Tantra, better sex. Better sex is not the answer. I've known a lot of teachers who teach Neo Tantra and they're not happy with their relationship, even when they have met their soulmate, because the ego is beyond that. We all don't function according to what our rhythm is meant to be. It's a whole, the energy of the environmental pollution is harsh, and it's going to get harsher. Now they brought this coronavirus, is man-made, and now you have to vaccinate, which reduces your immune system. If you don't vaccinate, you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything, you're stuck at home. So that's also a big trauma. So the question is this: what are you going to do? Now, there are many ways you can do things, but a simple way is to learn how to use sound. Sound can reprogram yourself. Find love for yourself. You have to love yourself. Many people say, oh, I love myself. No, but a lot of time when I hear people say, I love myself, and I see their faces, I don't see the love there. So love yourself means your male and female are in balance. You can't love yourself if your male and female is not in balance. The right side has to be in balance with your left side. Okay, rule number 1. You have to learn to forgive and forget. Forgive your parents and love them. Forget your past. Because if you don't release your parents, whenever I hear, oh, my parents did this to me, my parents did that to me, a lot of that, your parents didn't do anything to you. You chose them. You went into their womb. You asked your mother. Even your father and mother were having their own little fun. And you decide to intervene. Because you had to learn something from them. You had a karmic bond with them. So you have to learn to accept that and say, okay, when you can forgive your parents and then love them, because they gave you a passageway to this world. They supported you. They did everything. The only thing is they don't know how to deal with you. They don't know how to give you what you needed. They thought they were responsible, that you don't know what you want. This is because of ignorance. Not because they were bad, they wanted to hurt you. They were just ignorant about, you see, as I always say, to get a driving license, you need to learn how to drive. And you got to pass an exam. To get a job, you got to have a degree or whatever you need, okay, to get a job that you like. But to have babies, all you have to do is have sex. And you don't even have to be great in sex. So, but it's not having sex that doesn't make it all. It's when you know how to be a good caregiver, then only have you done your job. Okay, so your parents didn't know that. They felt that they needed to give you the best. You don't know what you're looking for. And yeah, because you've forgotten what you came here for a lot of times because of the birthing conditions. I mean, when you go to the hospital and give birth, they cut the umbilical cord straight away. They run you from one room to another room. There's a lot of chaos. And it's a shock to the child, shock to you. So you forget why you came here. And the other thing is the trauma from being in a nice, comfortable, cozy area. You come out to the world of noise, and that's why every child cries when they come in. They are in a trap. The physical body is a trap for the soul. So there is a lot of trauma. And unfortunately, in India at one time, I mean, in my time and all that, the minute we are born, our parents run to the astrologer. First to find out what name would suit us best. Because name is very important because it's like a mantra. And if the mantra is in harmony with your frequency, inner frequency, then you find that your life is a bit better. So that's what, but the biggest mistake a lot of parents do, and the astrologers do, they don't pay a lot of importance to the Deva Guna the guna and they don't pay a lot of attention to it. And then the 16 charts and what each of the planets can do for you and can do against you. Your karma. They don't look at your karma. They look at only whether you're going to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, what you're going to be. And then they don't even listen after that. They forget about it and then still be parents of the way they think it's right. So even basically, if a person wants to have a family, he wants to enjoy sacred union, he first have to forget about better sex. Can you feel love? Can you feel orgasm just by being with your partner without sex? Can you feel the energy of love that flows in the presence of someone? And then can you be that loving person to that person because you enjoy the other person and keep that enjoyment going? That is the other part of it. Because a lot of people, they can truly fall in love with someone and within a year or two, start looking at, they forget why they came together. They think about the gratification part of it. What have I got out of this? What? Then they start looking at the other person's faults. Each one of us are good in certain things and not so good in certain things. Same as you, your partner is also the same. So can you look beyond that and look at the beautiful parts that you love and enjoy in being in harmony with that person? Because remember that whatever you don't like about somebody else, they're mirroring what you don't like within yourself. Your partner is your mirror. So you can either enjoy the mirror or fight the mirror. Because when you're fighting the mirror, you're actually fighting yourself. So stop fighting yourself and start loving yourself. Then you find that sacred union is possible. So now, that's all said very good. How do we fall in love with ourselves? What are the things that we can do to love ourselves? Can everybody mute their microphones? Okay, then you feel, try to feel yourself for a moment. And the other thing, it'll be good, okay? Also, it's for you to sort of visualize yourself in a beautiful situation and see, spend some time feeling the inner beauty. Okay, to get this inner beauty happening, there's a simple bija mantra. You don't need to know a whole lot of mantras. You just need to know the sounds, each sound. When you go, what the sound Om does for you. Okay, what I like now is everybody can turn their microphones on, and we do it together so I can hear everybody doing it. Sit straight. Now, when you're doing Bija mantras, make sure when you're doing the sound, after each Bija, you breathe in. And then as you're breathing out, you do the Bija mantra. Then breathe in, and then then breathe in. So when you do the Om, okay, now you can all turn off your mic. When you do the sound Om, you want the sound to go into your third eye. Somebody's got the mic on. Okay, so you want the sound to go to your third eye. So you look to train your focus on the third eye. What you do is you look at the tip of your nose. And then you look at the tip of your nose for a while and then turn it upwards with both your pupils focusing on the part between your eyebrows. Okay? When you have done that, and then when you do your Om, you focus the same way. You put your thought onto the third eye. Put your focus, to the third eye. You go, Om. Now everybody is used to doing Om. Now you don't want to do that. You want to do a very, very short O and a long M. The M has to sound like a B. It's got to come through your nasal sound. It's got to be a nasal sound. You go, When you're doing it, also your lips are closed, and you got to feel it in the back of your nose. So it sort of touches the roof of your palate and then goes on to your third eye. You can feel the frequency in your third eye. Then the second sound you want is you need wisdom to go with it. Then you do I'm, A-I-M. I'm, same as the Om. You do very short A-I and long M. You go, I'm then this I'm you have to feel in your third eye as well. When you, with both the sound going on to the third eye, you clear your pineal gland and your pituitary gland. When you clear your pituitary gland, you find that your hormones function properly. Especially for women, it's very important, so that you can have less of a discomfort during your period. Your period flow is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Now, the next sound you want to do, again, because we want to concentrate on the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. You do Brim, B-R-I-M. That's for Jupiter. And you focus again on the third eye, you go, Brim. Brum. Brum. So you, with these three sounds, you first balance your hormones. And you open up, when your pineal gland opens up, you open up to the universal energy. In that way, you find that you can focus on the love energy a lot better. Then the question comes to this, is my left side and my right side working together? If you look at the mirror, you can find the answer a lot of times. See which way your head is leaning and how the face formation of your face, which is pulling and which is pushing. Like you'll find sometimes the face is slightly like that or like that, so you know which side is being affected. Now, you can call the energy of the sun to come into your right side by closing your left side of your mouth and going That way it sends the sound all the way down to your right side of your body. And then you close your right side and you do Shreem, S-H-R-I-M. Shreem. 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 That way what we're doing is this, we're balancing the sun and moon energy within our body, or Shiva and Shakti. They both are feminine sounds. One is Kamlamika sound, Shreem, but she's also for the moon. And then the other one is Parvati sound, or Shakti sound, Hreem, which is for the sun. Because she's the creator of the planets. The mother of creation is the one who created the planets. And she's also the governor of the planet Sun. So this way you find that your pineal gland, your pituitary gland, your left side and right side are in balance. So you keep focusing on this balance. Okay, so you get more and more balance. You find your life is a lot better. Please mute your speaker. Yep. So to balance yourself, these are the 5 mantras that you have to do. Once you can do them regularly, every day, you find that you reprogram yourself. So you get away, you remove some of the unwanted memories that you have in your body. Because everything you say, you do, they're all recorded in your body. The mind is not just the brain, okay? In the brain, there is mind, and there's mind in every cell in your body. And the memories of your action are always registered within the organs. And for women, your womb, your breast, they're your power. They're the one that makes you special, gives you a lot of power, but they are also your curse if you don't live according to the rules of what a woman should be. You see, as a woman, you have been blessed with the nurturing qualities, that patience, that grace, and the energy. But with the patriarchal system, they've disempowered you systematically over the last few thousand years. Now it's become really heavy. The modern woman, the ones that wear pants on, she's far from what a true woman, the nature of a woman is. So when that nature is missing, then there is a lot of negative, they don't function like women do. I used to remember, I traveled to Italy for the last 12 years, only the last 2 years have not gone because of the lockdown. And years ago, 10 years ago, when I sounded, I sound yonis, okay, a lot. Now, when I mean sound yonis, I don't touch them, I don't even see them. The person's dressed when I'm sounding them, or they're covered in a sheet. When I sound them in 10 years ago, 11, 12 years ago, even at women at 60, 65, used to become wet. There's moisture and you can smell it. So you know the person who's feeling the energy flow and feeling a lot of energy in the womb and the vagina area. A few years, and every year it sort of reduced. The number of women feeling the same way is reducing, up to a point that they don't actually feel a lot. They feel the energy moving, but not the to experience orgasm through sound is a spinal orgasm, which a lot of women cannot feel anymore. It takes, instead of within the first 2-3 sessions, like if you have a 5-day workshop for 7 days, on the 3rd day, nearly everybody feels a lot of energy movement. These days, it's not as fast as it used to be 10 years ago. It's not that something wrong with you, something wrong with the system, and you're caught within the system. So don't blame yourself. Don't feel bad for who you are. But the system is such that it's systematically taken away your power, your true power. Your true divinity is being robbed by patriarchal system. Now, you can fight back by becoming a woman, becoming a living goddess. But it needs a big collective. That means all of you, a lot of you, have to focus on serving humanity rather than serving yourself. You got, even if it takes day and night working towards getting to that point that you are powerful enough to help other women achieve what they want to achieve. So the question now, everything lies on you, the responsibility. How are you going to do this? In a lot of years, I have 1 or 2 students, women, who have taken this journey and are serious. And so the others, they're still flirting around with that thought of. Thought of is no good. A woman who is a yogi, she's a yogini. Okay, a yogini has to walk in grace. But if you still come from your head and focus on the head, then the grace is not, it's going to be harder to find that grace. So you got to think about how fast you need to change. If y'all don't like what the patriarchal system is doing, by first they released the coronavirus, and now they want you to vaccinate. If you don't vaccinate, you can't travel. If I don't vaccinate, I can't come to you all. And this is a terrible thing for those of us who don't want to become victims. So only people that can change that, I don't think you can change it for your generation, or maybe for even the next, but the next one to come, it'll be a bit easier if you change and you help other women change. Because remember that the power is in you. Why do you think 5,000 years ago men decided to start suppressing you? And they found you still had too much power for them. So when the Christianity came, they put a nail in your coffin. They said, okay, they're still powerful. We still need to make them suffer so that they're not as powerful. Then Islam came and decided, okay, you got to be punished. I mean, they all forget one thing though. Their mother, if you dishonor your mother, is same as dishonoring God. Because she gave you the gift of coming to this world and making all the noises you make. So this guy, all these people that keep being cruel to women are actually being cruel, insulting their own mother, which means they're insulting motherhood. And then finally it comes to they're insulting the mother of creation because you're born in her image. So both men and women who listen to this video or who are here today, think very carefully. We can't have a one-sided system. We can't just have patriarchal system. We need both. We need father and mother to have children. In the same way, without Shiva, there's no Shakti. Shakti is incomplete, sorry. And without Shakti, there is no Shiva. So without a mother, there's nothing. There's no creation. So you women hold a very important part in what happens in the universe today. You women determine the future of the next generation. So now we're going to, you can all ask questions and tell me how you're committed to what you're going to do. You can unmute one by one and ask questions or give comments. You don't have to agree with everything I've said, so you can give your own comments.
Greetings.
Greetings.
I have, thank you so much for this time. I appreciate it. I wanted to ask about doing the mantras. I know today you said we should do the Om and then Aim and then Brim.
Yeah.
And then Harim and then Sharim. Is that correct?
Yeah, H-R-I-M, S-H-R-I-M. Yeah.
Okay, well, I had two questions. So my first question is, how long would you suggest that we start doing them?
How soon you want to change?
Yeah.
You see, some people take 2 hours per day. Some people say even 15 minutes is too much. So it depends how badly and how much you want to achieve what you want to achieve.
Okay. So I guess another question to that is, as women, I know I'm in America, so I have to work. I have to work a lot. So as a woman, do you have any suggestions for being able to maintain the financial side of our life while also being able to maintain the spiritual side of our life?
You see, you got to change your work into your spiritual. You see, whatever you are, doesn't matter. Whether you're a carpenter, you're a cobbler, you're a waitress, you're whatever, you're serving humanity. You do your job like a sadhana, without any judgment, and don't see anything less. I remember I used to be a group manager when I was in Malaysia, when I was young. When I was in Australia, the first job I got was a kitchen hand job. And when I did the kitchen hand job, I wanted to be the best as well. I didn't want anyone to say that I'm not capable of anything. For me, it was a challenge. And I enjoyed it. I used to have fun working. And then when another time I was traveling and I needed a job, I was a car park attendant. Yeah, mind you, after being a group manager of a company and then becoming a car park attendant, that was good. I earned every day. I enjoyed my life, and that was good. So don't take your job like, oh, this is no good, that's no good. That's what destiny has taken you towards. Enjoy it. Okay? And make it your sadhana. Don't let it defeat you. As a woman, you are capable of anything. You have more stamina than men. The only thing that makes you weak is when you decide that the job is no good, I have to do it. Why the hell, I need the money. You put so many reasons why you don't want to be there. You're capable of a lot more than what you think you are capable of. You do your bija mantras, you go out there, the world is easy for you. Because when the conflict is within you, not the work. You understand?
Yes, I do understand and needed to hear that. Thank you.
Pleasure.
I have one more question. So I've been studying with Aja Soleil with the Goddess Temple of Love.
Yeah, I know.
And she suggested that we also do the Ganesh mantra. Yes. So would you suggest that we do those bija mantras and then do the Ganesh mantra?
You start off with Ganesh mantra, which I did when I started off the session.
Oh, okay, I was late.
Yeah. You do, yeah, she's a good teacher. She's a good student of mine too. Yeah.
So start off with Ganesh mantra and then do the Om, Aim, and go in order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Else? Pleasure. Anybody else with a question?
I have not really a question, but a remark. I don't have children. I don't have own children, but I have a mother. And as my mother is getting very old, she becomes like a child. So she's getting childish.
So she's your child now. She's your child now.
Yeah, it's reversed. So, yeah. So what is this? What is the meaning behind it? If people if they age in the West, some people get very childish. They behave like childs. They protest against everything. They don't have insight to do. They let themselves fall into the clouds of not wanting to know what's going on.
You see, unfortunately, the way of life that they have lived has been that way. You know, when you eat meat and you drink alcohol and you live for the day, you're not living according to what your body is talking to you. You're living according to what your brain tells you. Even the body might reject meat, they still eat a lot of meat. I don't say don't eat meat at all. Eat, don't live to eat.
So my mother is now stuck in her habits she did for years, and how my mother is 76 now. So how can I help her in that age to get a little bit out of those old habits? And my father died a few years ago, so the situation is new. So how can I help her in her age and with her experience to deal with this new situation, to welcome new situation, to try out something new?
She's still young, because I'm 78. Okay? And I'm still very young. So the question is, she's still young. If you can teach her mantras, if you can teach her meditation, she can get better. If she doesn't want to learn any of it, she's going to be worse. Because that's very young age to get into that zone. 76.
I try. I try to make some breath meditations with her. She slowly accepts it.
What you do is this: you're living with her. Play mantras around the house. Have mantras going on all the time. Okay, I have a bija mantra. I have healing mantras in my channel. Take that and play in the background. Slowly, it'll enter her consciousness. At the same time, you show her that you're a lot happier and you're a lot more together. Then you find that you got to inspire her, because otherwise she's caught up with her own little journey and she knows better. All mothers know better than the children. Okay? It takes a great mother to say, oh no, my daughters know something that I don't know. I want to find out what they know. Your mother has to come to that state of thinking, that she recognizes that you know something that she doesn't know. And how it may help her. If you try to convince her by talking to her, it might not work so much. It'll take a harder journey. But it's for her to feel that things are better. If she can feel it, that would make, if she can like what she hears, that will make a difference. So what did she do, your mother?
What do you mean?
She's no more working at home.
Okay. She raised me. She stopped working, like many women in the West. When they raised children, they stopped working. And when I was out of home, she started in new education again. So she already did that experience in doing something new and getting happy with it. But now, because I don't know why, she makes herself smaller than she is. So she wants to be cared. She wants someone to take care of her. And what I want to teach her is that she has, or that she also can take care of herself. Because I cannot be always there. I cannot be always with her. I have my own life. I have to go back home one day, and maybe I look at her regularly, but I cannot be here 24 hours a day. Now she's like a baby.
Yeah, she has returned to being like a baby, a bit young. See, normally when they're in their 80s, they become a bit more, become between wisdom and madness. So you just got to be loving. It's a good challenge for you, because she gave you, she gave you life, she gave you a passageway. Now you can time for her to receive from you. You see, with our culture, our parents live with us until they leave their body. And sometimes it can be a big challenge. I used to know my grandmother used to be a big challenge because she got paralyzed. But my mother was good. She was more benefit to my sisters rather than a hindrance. And she left when she was 80 something. So it depends. Spirituality is the only answer for your mother. My mother was spiritual, so that's why it was easy for her. And I hope it's going to be easy for me too. So far, looking at it, it's going to be easy. Okay, any other question? Anybody else with a question? So nobody has a question? No, how long? Okay. Okay, my dear friends. Until next week. Next week we'll start a new series of, won't be the same subject. We'll talk another subject. I got to think up what to share with all of you. I like if everybody can participate, question, and interact, then it'll be good. Because when I'm talking alone, it's a bit different. I can't think of everything that you all want to know. It's different when I'm not used to doing live stream like this, or I'm used to teaching in a big crowd where I'm there. This is new to me. So every time I look at myself, it's like me talking to my own screen or my own self. So that's why instead of YouTube, I came to Zoom, because I like you all to interact with me. So you learn more, and it'll be a bit more challenge for me. Okay? So hope next week you'll be more interactive. Before I go, any questions? Everybody understands everything we've spoken today?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Yes. Thank you for this offering. Vanakam.
Vanakam.
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.